Hey, it's Aaron. Today I have a question. I'm doing a bunch of these today. Today I have a question though about why there are so many matte colored or kind of plain muted colored vehicles on the road right now. Used to be everything had to be shiny. You wanted it to be the prettiest thing available. It had to have lots of flake in it so it would bling the sunlight and whatever. Now it's kind of the opposite. Everybody wants these dark tone plain colors. There's a lot of just kind of grays and putty browns and things like that. There's various names for this kind of thing. Jeez, I'm really good at words today. Anyway, my favorite one is wet putty look, but it's really just a muted paint that tends to be kind of plain. So you see this from every manufacturer. They're usually, like I said, in gray or sometimes kind of a brown or reddish brown, occasionally sort of a maroon color, and now I've seen some blues that are kind of a blue, maybe gray, but mostly blue, muted. These are very, very popular, and there's a reason for that. Car manufacturers like them because the paint is actually cheaper. When you don't have to add metal flake and other things to the paint and make it complicated, it's a little bit cheaper. And then all you have to do to make it look good is put a bunch of gloss coats over the top of it, and now it looks glossy instead of just like somebody made your car out of putty. So this is a current trend. It's something we're seeing a lot of, and yeah, there's a reason for it. The first one is this kind of paint perceptually looks better. It's different than what you're seeing on the standard vehicles of 5 years ago. It's also a little bit cheaper for the manufacturer, said that, and it's also something that people perceive as having a longer lifespan. It's not as likely to fade or get that kind of milky thing that you have going when the clear coats start to go because or the wax starts to go. But it's a thing that is a trend right now. And those are the big reasons for it. It's sort of like the copper colored wheels. Those are a big trend right now. And they're considered nostalgic. They're always on the packages. They're supposed to be a throwback to the 80s or something. Even though in the 80s, we didn't have those. There were no copper wheels. Everything that I remember from the 80s and even the 90s as far as vehicles, they all had either steel wheels that were almost always painted white, or had a cover over them, so they just had one of those things that every time you hit a curb it goes flying and you never see it again. You have to go to the junkyard and find one. Or you had an expensive vehicle and it had alloy wheels, and those were often aluminum that had been painted, so it would be painted in like a gray or some other color, so it looked like an alloy wheel, but that paint would start to flake off after a while, and then you would start seeing just the bare aluminum underneath, which would sort of tarnish. It would just basically, it just absorbed all the brake dust and dirt, and became really hard to clean, which was the purpose of the paint. But in the end, this is just a current trend in automotive looks. It's probably going to go away after a while, but it is what it is, and you'll see it on all kinds of vehicles. So personally, I like it. I happen to like these colors if they're matched to the vehicle correctly, which is always an if. And that's true of every vehicle color. I've seen vehicles that look really good in a glossy white, and I've seen other vehicles where I'm like, I don't know why they even bothered. That is so ugly, right? So it's the way it is. Anyway, hopefully that answers this question. If you have a question, you can hit me up down in the comments right here on this video. You can go over to aarononautos.com and you can hit me up with the contact form or commenting on something there. This video will be posted there, so you can comment like that, whatever. So just get a hold of me and ask me your question. I'll do my best to answer it. I've got kind of a backlog because I kind of slacked off on doing these for a little while, so expect to see a few more Q&A videos over the next couple of weeks. All right, this has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.